Tonight on Game Night, Nikki, Rachael, Lincoln, and myself, Dave, are going to play Swordcrafters, a game for 1 to 5 players, published by Adam's Apple Games and designed by Adam Rehberg and Chris Neuman. So let's, I think you know what I'm going to say, craft some swords.
Hey Dave,
Forsooth, Lincoln.
will you teach us Swordcrafters?
Swordcrafters. Guess what we're going to be doing?
Crafting swords?
Yes!
Sweet.
Swords in the form of these exciting little three-dimensional, we each have these like 2 bases for a sword and this little plastic piece that
This is our hilt.
hooks those bases together. Well, these are the little guards, I guess.
Make the guards. We're all guards.
Yeah.
Guards.
And I'm going to shuffle those up, and then we're going to each get sort of 2 of them randomly. There you go. There's one for you, and one for you, one for me, and that's for you, and that's for you, and that's for you, and
Okay.
that's for me. We're not going to use these. These are going to go over here. So you can add these to your sword.
Different colors.
Yep. Well, you might have the same color. You might have different colors. It all depends. And putting them on is make sure they're in very firmly. But each of these basically is going to, each of our swords is going to start with 2 gems already in it.
Oh.
Okay? So, the way the game works is we will randomly determine a start player as indicated by the rules, which is you take this anvil. This is like the upgrade anvil that you get like with the
Tink.
expansion set, and you spin it, and hey,
Wow.
look, that points right to me. So I'm the start player for this round.
Hey.
Poor
And
spinning. I think there's some poor spinning going on there.
It was rigged. Yeah.
there are 7 different types of gems/tiles that we can add to our sword, and there are these different color gems, and then there's this kind of blank one that's nothing.
What?
All right?
Are we upside? I think.
I think Dave's is upside down.
Does it matter?
I don't know, does it?
I don't know. I think I'm right. I guess you're right. It doesn't protect my hand this way.
I don't know.
No, it doesn't make any difference.
You
But
could
you're
be
probably right.
stabby with it.
In any case, we have these 6 different gem colors and this kind of blank. All right? And there are equal numbers of all of them in this stack over here. So, starting with the start player, this array will always look like this, and this little forge tile will always be in that position. All right? Starting with the start player, I am going to make essentially a cut. I'm going to make a division, either horizontally or vertically. It has to go all the way across, and I'm going to create 2 sets of tiles from this 1 set of tiles. So I could, for example, make the division here, like along this line, and I would move these tiles to there. That's my division.
Okay.
All right? I can't zigzag. It's got to be a straight line all the way across. Now, Nikki will do the same thing. You will basically turn these 2 piles into 3 piles by making a division. When you make a division, the same rules apply. It's 1 straight line, and it's in one of these 2 piles. So this is not a line in the sense that you're not going to be able to do this.
Right.
But this is acceptable if you want to do that, or this is acceptable if you want to do that. But you are going to divide these up in some way.
Okay.
So let's say you went here and you did that. And now Lincoln will do something. Go ahead and just do something for purposes of a thing. And then Rachael, you will make a division in any of these. She makes that separate. And now, starting with me, I'm going to pick one of these sets. And I'm going to add it to my sword. So now that we know how the game works, you would likely not leave this for me here, probably, because tiles are good for the most part. Any set that has the forge tile in it means that you are the start player for the next round.
Okay.
If no one takes the forge tile, then the start player just rotates. So regardless of what happens, I will not be the start player next round, unless I happen to take the set with the forge tile in it. It'll either be you or whoever takes the tile. All right? So were I to take the set, I now add these tiles to my sword. Here's how the tile adding works. I'll put these over here. When you create your sword, you must always build all 4 sides before you go up, essentially, to the next thing. So if I were to put this here, and I were to put this here, then I'm putting something here and something here. But that's important because you can put them in any order that you want, but understand that if you wanted, say, to get this red and this red on the same side, and I haven't explained it, but that's probably a good thing, you would have to know you want them to go in that order. Does that make sense? Okay. And basically we will do that. The set that doesn't get chosen, all those tiles will be discarded, with the exception of the forge tile, which will never be discarded if no one chooses it. Again, if no one chooses it, Nikki will be the start player. We will then take a bunch of tiles from the set and we will lay them out in that same 4x4 array, and we will keep doing that until we cannot lay them out in a 4x4 array, in which case the game will be over. I assume when we get down to something that's low enough, we will likely see that that's too low. When that happens, we will then score. This is the end of the game, and now we score. You're going to score in 3 ways. The first is longest sword. So in this particular case, length could be important. So swords is important. We're going to take all of our swords and basically put them here on the table.
Right.
And then whoever has the longest sword is going to get 6 points.
To tie.
If there are
I
ties,
also think Dave has actually got it correct, guys.
with the hilts,
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
because of the artwork.
because of the artwork.
But not because of the shape. You guys are protecting your hands, which is like how it's supposed to be, right?
Right.
I guess.
I don't think it makes any difference.
Well, when we're really
Right?
fighting, which
I
we
know.
should not be doing.
Longest sword technically is parentheses most tiles. So we could have like the same visual height, but if your visual height is you have, say, 3 of your 4 sides completed on your top
Oh,
level,
I see.
and I only have 2,
Right.
then you actually have the longest sword.
I see.
But if there's a tie, it's friendly and everybody scores 6. All right? Then you're going to score for what's called sword quality. And for that, you're going to score all 4 sides of your sword. And the way you're going to score is you're going to score for same color gems that are in a row. Okay? You will only score 1 gem color for each side. So you're going to score whatever your best is on each of your 4 sides. And to that end, this is a starter gem for 2 of your sides. So if I were able to get a green gem here, right, boom, boom, there, then I have 2 green gems in a row now. And if
Okay.
I were to get one here, I have 3 in a row. In a row is the important thing. It's not 3 gems on this side, right? They have to be in a row. And again, it's going to be your best one. I could put a green gem here, and maybe somewhere at the end of my sword, I'll end up getting, say, 3 reds together. I'm going to instead score the 3 reds. The scoring is as follows. You need to have a minimum of 2 to score anything. So if you don't have 2 gems next to each other, you will not score that side at all. But anything that's 2 or more, you're going to score 2 points per gem. So 2 gems is worth 4, and 3 gems is worth 6, etc. But you're going to score all 4 sides. Then last but not least, we're going to score for sword magic. That's what these cards are. There are 18 cards in the deck. We have randomly determined, we picked 3. We are playing the basic game side. If you flip one of those over, Lincoln, they have an intermediate side on the other side. These are all, in the basic side, these are all most. But some things are like, that's most trios, some
okay.
are least, some are whatever. But go ahead and flip that over. Okay, these are most, and they're really straightforward. That first card is most of all of those 3 combined, and it doesn't matter how you have them. You can have 1 yellow and 11 oranges and 1 purple, and you have 13 for purposes of scoring.
Okay.
Okay? Doesn't matter how the colors break down. You don't need to have sets. So whoever has the most yellow, orange, and purple in the entirety of their sword gets 9, second place 5, third place 3. And ties work like you'd expect. If 2 people tie for first, they split first and second, rounded against themselves, and the next player gets third place, etc. for all things. This is the most of these blank ones that have nothing on them for 6 and 3, and then that's just a pair. The most, not a pair, but the most of those 2.
Yeah.
Most oranges and greens combined.
Right.
And then whoever has the highest score wins. That's
Okay.
the entire game.
Okay.
So, let's shuffle up these tiles. Bring me the tiles, please. I can barely reach.
Barley.
We'll shuffle them in with some of these. Don't. I got close. All right.
A lot of red.
is
know.
going to drive me bananas. Please lay it.
Oh, really? That'll drive you bananas? Okay.
Bananas.
Bananas.
All right. Well, I guess let's do what I did to start with. I'll do this.
Okay. Slide those out like that.
Nope.
No?
You got to make a cut somewhere. So if you're going to cut here,
Yeah, you can bring that
then
whole half
all
down.
6 of those are together.
Uh,
I like it.
that was a good pile, man. Why'd you break it up
Because
like
it was
that?
a good pile. I mean, it's mostly like 2s, and this is a great pile over here, though. So split that pile in half, or no.
Well, okay then. It doesn't go with my hilt, though. I wasn't looking ahead. But I can't see. No, there's no blue there. Huh. I might take this. Nope, done. Done.
All right. I'm taking these.
Yep. But I cannot get these together, right? So I'm not going to be able to make them go together because you have to build all 4 sides before you do anything else.
I'll do
Just slow the game down that way. Oh, but not like that.
Oh, so nobody. Dave is start player.
No, Nikki
No,
is.
Nikki.
It rotates.
Yes.
And then you put them on. Ugh. Ugh. All right, Nikki, that goes to you. This is discarded. The forge always stays. No, sorry.
We could put them all this way this time.
Okay.
And I'll do it for her.
As long as they're the
Yep.
same.
I have no problem doing that. Now that I know you want me to, I will.
Here we go.
All
That is a
right.
nice looking sword.
All right, Nikki,
Yes.
Ting.
your turn.
Okay.
That blue's cool, but it's not a winning color.
It would have been good with my hilt, though.
Examine
I
my
didn't pay any attention to that. It's maybe a mistake.
sword.
Well, do you want to match them? Is what the goal on that one is just have the most of the one color?
row.
Well, look at my sword, for example, right? I have yellow here and I have orange here. And I have red here and I have yellow here. But the next 2 tiles I put on must be here and here.
Right.
So if I pick up 3 tiles and one of them is orange, then that one's obviously going to go on 3rd so I can get it
Where you want it.
lined up. There's a certain amount to sort of figuring out the order, I suppose, they go on. It's
Wait,
not
aren't you
that-
stacking like I just did? Or
Yeah, that's great.
That's
That's
okay.
what you want to
Yep.
do. But
Okay.
the point is, let's say you get this set. Let's say you get a set of those 2 tiles.
Right.
This green cannot go here
Right.
because you have to do those 2 first.
So every turn you're essentially planning for the next side unless you get more than 4 tiles.
Correct.
Well, I'd start with if I do this one and then turn.
Nope. You
No.
have to fill
No,
both.
you have to fill
Okay.
both first. It's pretty simple, really, when you think about it. If you were to put this here,
Right.
you're not allowed to do that yet.
Right.
Because there's nothing that connects to it,
Right.
right? That's all.
Okay.
And what's the scoring then on these?
So right now, Nikki is scoring 4 points. She has a 2 in a row, so each one's worth 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. It's just whatever your longest in a row is, you score 2 points for each.
Okay.
So she's scoring, right now
Yeah.
she's scoring 8 points on her sword.
Does
Right.
the blank break the,
Yes, it
the
does.
chain?
Yes, it does. And I'm scoring nothing on my sword so far.
Yeah.
Right. All right, Nikki, make a
Yeah.
make a division.
Sure.
Make a slice, I believe is the actual word they use.
I see
in the
what you're
rules.
saying now. Examining my sword a little more.
Right. So you're trying to do that. You're trying to meet these goals.
Right.
You're trying to get longest sword, right? I picked up 4 tiles last turn.
Right.
So
And I did too. So.
Did we all get no? Rach
I only
got
got
2.
2. Nikki got 4.
right.
Everybody got 4.
Okay.
That's okay.
Did you say harumph, Dave?
I didn't actually say harumph. I said I'm gonna do this. All right, Nikki, what do you want?
Yeah.
With that big juicy set of 4 over there.
Green. Between these two.
Between which two?
This
This set or
4
that
or
set?
that set.
Yeah, they're both good. Probably
That.
should have broken that one in half instead, but I didn't.
No, it's you're messing with my blank. And then I'm getting blue in there, and I don't really care about blue.
Don't mess with our blank, Dave.
Well, I should have done that.
Yep.
I'm seeing it. It's weird.
Yep.
You see?
I'm already.
Put that on
I'm,
last.
Really?
Yeah,
So that
I'd
it
say
I'm
that
already
I
the
was-
knight of should-haves with you.
I'll try. I'll try.
Yep, that's probably the best set.
All right.
I'm gonna do this set.
But I wanted that one.
Well,
Yeah, it's kind of good for me. I don't know.
do you want one of the 2s or do you want to be the start player?
I'm going. Well, if I take the start player, I only get 3 tiles then, right?
3 tiles versus 2 or 2.
Right.
And by the way, you cannot not take a tile, which is to
I
say
will take the start.
you have to put all of those
I
tiles
will.
in your. Right, there you go. And I will take this one.
What was I doing?
And Rachel is the start player for the Nikki round. All right, Rachel is a start player.
Split her up.
Ooh.
I like how we're all like,
Well, since I'm
I have to keep
yeah, you have
remembering
to.
what
You
I
totally have to.
it's all horrible.
Yeah, I don't like this layout.
Sometimes that's how it works.
Yep.
Well, you can take fewer tiles than you need, right? If you want to, if you're trying to get another green.
Yeah.
Would you split
Right here.
those 2 like this?
Mm-hmm.
I will take those 4.
Yeah,
please.
of course you
Thank
will.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Huh. Oh. No, that would kill that.
Purple power.
All right. I am
It's awesome.
going to do it. I'm going to take this.
Okay.
Leave the start tile.
Wasn't sure what you were
Well, I'm
going to do
taking
there.
it
Yeah, I
to
know.
indicate that I will be the start.
Dang. Where's the orange?
Okay, well, that is
I don't
done.
have any
Thank you.
orange. I have some blue. I don't have any purple.
I think this works.
Well, I knew I
Blue?
wasn't getting anything good on this round, so I was like,
You
let me
can't
kind of
build
make
it
it
that
not
way.
so great. I was hoping you'd take that because it'd give you a bunch of stuff, because there was a purple in it, but I see
had
what
no
you
red.
had to do.
Yeah, I had to do that because now I have 2 on all sides,
Right.
at least.
Oh, that's awesome.
And a 3.
Yeah, I'm not close.
But not green.
Yeah.
Because the blanks don't score, correct?
Correct.
They do for this.
They
For
do for
that.
that,
Right.
I'm going to take this
I
group.
forgot about that one.
So there's those.
Right,
groups.
2 piles.
but they do mess you up.
Well, I can't use either of these on this.
Do the
but
starting colors count for this
Yes.
as well?
Yes.
It's just random?
It is actually unclear in the rules, but we are going to count them.
'Kay.
It basically says all gems in your sword, and you do
No.
count this for quality.
Gotcha.
It is a little weird because it means you could randomly start with an extra like thing.
Right, like,
Like in this
Or
particular,
2.
like in this particular case, you started with an orange, right?
yeah, one
Okay.
orange. No, nothing
And that's
for the
good
blue.
for both of these. But I
Right.
mean, there's still other stuff that can be taken.
Are you taking
All right.
Did you change your mind there?
Yeah,
did.
because I could potentially score again, because you score each
Yeah,
phase.
you get those. Well, those didn't also count for this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not going to be wonderful for the.
I want to hold it like this.
You
So
hold
I
it
have
how
that
you want
protection
to.
thing,
hold it any
like
way you want.
King.
yeah,
Brass
Oof,
knuckly.
look at that.
pirate swords.
But mine's purple.
I know. Mine's a mix. Well,
Well, yours
the
is
green's
magical.
good.
It's magical. It's a magical.
Isn't it magical?
side. It's like a unicorn.
Let's do it this way.
Oh no,
Wow.
that's a big.
That seems.
Well, I'm just doing the top.
That
It
seems extreme.
just seems bigger because I pulled it
Did I
that
give
way.
up on that? I did. So, but I.
Yeah, like that last set with had 2 blues in it, you think, oh, 2 blues, but you can't get them
Yeah,
necessarily.
you can't. Put
Yeah, they
them
were going to be on
together.
the same side. That
And
was
there's
why
no-
I
and there's
chose.
no blue
Because I
thing
thought,
up
well,
there.
if I pick the 2 that are in this mix,
Yep.
I could potentially get another side that
Right.
might have another most
Your
Right.
turn, sir.
tied for most.
Score
or
4
something.
at dawn. That is an old joke. Choose your weapon, sir. Score 4 at dawn.
I'm splitting them up.
How are you going to do it? Pew, pew.
I don't like it.
Ah,
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd split this up. But
I know, because you wanted that.
I did.
But you can take that.
I will. That's
Really?
a set. Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
set. You could have the longest sword. Let's go
I'll
in for
take
the longest
these
sword.
It's kind of what I am doing at this point.
Really? Okay.
Well, I don't know what else I don't think I'm even going to get 2 in a row on one of these sides.
So
mean,
I'm
it's-
moving purple. Yeah, I'll do that one. It sucks.
Darn it. That just ruined my day.
I'm
Look
sorry.
at
Guess I'm
that.
going
Yeah, you
first.
should do that.
That is a beautiful sword.
Try it like
That is
this.
very green.
Oh my gosh.
She is killing
Well,
it.
we'll see what happens.
Okay. I don't really have a choice. I love this blocks and I love.
Oh, I have to kill that.
Oh, I totally did that on the wrong
Oh, no, I
side.
don't.
Oh, well.
Woot.
Can you read?
No. There's no way I'm breaking this
Look at
thing
this
down.
side.
But that's
I
It
can't
only
for-
counts for one though, right?
this.
You
Yeah.
can't score both yellow and red, correct?
What are you talking about?
Here, you would only get
Right now, I'm scoring 4 points on this side.
Right.
I
2
have
for
a 2 in a
either.
row and a 2 in a row. But if I get another red here, then I'll have a 3 in a row,
correct.
and it will be 6
But you
points.
only score one of the 2
Correct. Well, only one color for
Okay.
each side, and these go.
And I go first.
And there's probably 2 more rounds. I would assume.
Because we're running fast
That's
out of
some
tiles.
fast sword building.
It's not a long game. Actually, this may be the last round. Right?
If we can't fill, right?
Can't make a 4x4. Need 16, right?
It'll work out actually to be exactly 6 rounds.
Okay.
Meaning, I
feel
think
like-
I think the
should
game
I-
actually
I feel
plays
like I
in
should-
6 rounds.
Cut it with my sword.
I like it.
Like a cake. I'm gonna cut it here. And move those away.
Okay, what am I looking for?
I'll let you guys do the dirty
Love.
work.
It's horrible. The splits are horrible.
Can I just pick the ones I want and then you
Yeah.
guys can take the rest?
Decide
first
amongst
player.
yourself.
You only get 2, but you get to choose what you want.
That's right.
I'm gonna do this.
Hi, Dave.
Oh, you know what I should have done just for fun? Instead of that split, I should have just sliced this single tile off of that.
Oh, come on. That's silliness.
Well, no, because then it would have left this big thing, right?
Well,
Like,
this is already a thing.
That is
Well,
a
it's
thing.
got 2 more splits.
We still have
or-
2 more splits.
Yeah.
Not necessarily
Yeah,
there.
you then
Somebody
Lincoln.
else can.
I know. I don't. I'm trying to split this
right.
You don't have to.
in my favor.
Yeah, but you're choosing third, so
Right.
you basically don't. There's
That's,
no, you just
that's why I realized it might have been in my interest, instead of doing that, to just move this single tile away. To leave this big thing for them to make
That's what I said.
into 2 halves.
And I
Right.
said, you guys figure it out now.
Right. Well, the first player split is pretty much either going to be a 4-12 or a 6-6 or an 8-8.
Here you go.
Sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
There's that.
There is some value to being the start player. No, that's fantastic.
Okay. Yes,
What it had
it
to be.
is.
I agree. Here, just do this. This makes it easier. There you
Okay.
Sure.
Dave wants these though. The yellow's in there.
I don't know what I want, because the red is great, right? There's red in 3 sets, but
I have to.
that purple
Yes.
was more important, maybe. On the other hand, it doesn't grow in points. They're all worth 2 points. Do I want to be the start player next
Only
turn?
the blink wasn't there. That blink.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going for
length, you
I'm
have
going
to.
for length.
Can we just ignore this gray part in the middle?
Yeah.
Just ignore that.
Oh, well.
I'm kind of liking my my almost all gray side.
Too bad you can't actually. You're a real poor sword craft. Well, maybe you're making like a scimitar or something because you definitely have an arc to it.
Yeah, he's not very. He's a little wonky.
Oh, that worked.
His sword's a little limp.
Yeah.
This is interesting. I'll take that.
Okay, well, I would be able to.
Shortest.
Ugh. It's all ugly. I could go first, though I've not gone first yet.
It's probably
I'd
your
wanna go
best
first
bet.
in the first
You
round.
certainly don't
The
want me to
last
go
round.
first,
Yeah.
right? As well.
Yeah.
Because he has
The first place player will have the best option of getting.
And then these
the
get
most,
discarded.
Yep, getting the most tiles.
And it feels-
Well, I'm not going. I can't go for length. It's not happening.
But it's not a question of length. You're going to get your pick. Well, if you're going to cede that to me, then you can still get. Really.
Yes.
You can still.
I
you
am
can
a
still.
child.
You can still get the colors you really want. Last round. Laying them out. And 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. We will not be using this one.
Oh, hey, wow, Rachel, your purple. Both of our purple.
Our purple
run is
dreams are
ending.
over.
That's right. We got them all.
Yeah, that's.
All right.
I'm sure there's some in that pile over. That's just snakes in there. Okay.
We'll just trade.
Well, there's only I think 8 of each, right?
Break your sword up.
Here,
Yeah.
you have the yellow.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take the purple.
There's only 8 of each, I think, right? So
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, really?
I can't
And
remember.
we
how
have no, because
No.
she has one.
There's
and you have
13 of
some.
each.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something
All
like
right,
that.
Lincoln.
Purple
yeah, I'm
game.
split-
Slice us off.
I'm splitting it.
Yes. So for this last round, this basically is nothing.
Yeah.
No matter what, you get that. That anvil's in there, but
I like it. I think it actually gives you a slight advantage as a star player in the last round.
right.
Right? 'Cause
Well, this
one
is.
of us will
It's
likely
all
get that
terrible
set.
for me. I didn't do very good, but I will do this.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
All right.
Well, we're not going to catch Dave
And I
on
will do
the
this.
sword length.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Boo.
Yay.
That was smart of you. I'm gonna just do. Wait, am I really gonna do that? Let me see.
I
wanna
don't
look
know,
at
are
these.
you?
I want to look at these. Look at all those greens.
Look into my gems.
Look at that most orange greens.
Wow.
That's exciting, most orange greens. Do I care about any of these? Ugh. All right,
Yes.
let's make
A deal.
A cake.
the most orange
snowman.
greens exciting.
Snow angels.
Let's make the most orange greens exciting.
Wow.
You get the last slice, Nikki.
Yeah, I don't want to slice any of these. I could slice that. Well, is that
That's illegal. Illegal slice.
It's not me making the cut.
Oh.
Leaving that to poor Nikki.
good? Yep.
But you get to choose first.
I know. I well,
the
I don't
pie.
think that they're too fantastic.
I don't know. This could be worth 8 points, depending on where you think you stand for that.
There you
Yeah.
go.
That's the slice. Look
the
at that.
slice.
The slice.
Okay,
She sliced
so
it and diced it.
Slice of life.
It really depends on which of these do you want to fight if you can't do your
I don't have
sword
purple, and all the green isn't necessarily going to end up on the green side
Right.
with the purple.
thing. Well, so you
Oh, we
probably
could do
want
that
you
one.
probably want this one or this one.
That one looks good.
Well, this one's
They're
one
all
fewer
horrible
for
me,
this, right?
Yeah, what the heck? I don't care.
gets you
I have a terrible sword, so it'll be something's better than nothing. Oh, okay, she talked me into
No,
that.
I'm just kidding.
I really don't
I really
care.
wanted that.
I want the purple, but we don't have it.
yeah,
So,
right.
so you put the orange on this side.
I'm
Right.
paying attention.
Continues.
Right.
Then I put the
Green next to the green, or no, you
He's
put
on the purple
red
side.
here. Okay, but
You
I
want to
don't do
save
that
the
yet.
red and the green, so you put the
So-
orange next to the purple,
Yep.
and then the red and the
here.
green go together.
Take it.
Did you say orange?
That's the set I wanted.
I know. That's why I took it.
I needed a red.
But I needed my score to side.
I needed a
my,
red.
Yeah,
my
it's
side
bad.
to score. And I
Score to
didn't
side.
have a score
What
to
are
side.
you gonna do?
Well, I'm going to take this because
No, you're not. No.
That set's likely going to score
I'm
me
super
more
happy.
points.
And by that I mean
It
I'm
doesn't
not
matter
going
how I
to
put them
win.
together.
Guys,
I'm not going to win, but I'm
left
happy.
me with the mess. Oh well.
Here-
I think you gave me these points though by leaving
Shoot.
that, right?
Most likely, maybe, because I don't know. Yeah. I mean, you were already like clearly ahead.
I had 2 orange green total at that point before I took those 4, so I'm now at 7 or 6. I had 3, I think, before if you count the hill.
All right.
I have 5, so
All right,
at least
so
get
I have
some
a
points.
wonky sword. That's
these
fine.
go away. Hey, I'll be the yellow sword. What color do you want to be, you guys?
I will take orange.
Orange.
Get the shield.
Orange.
I'm not sure
We should
this
have
is
divided these out at the beginning.
entirely necessary. It doesn't really matter. So,
does
I'm
look
pretty
Magneto-y.
sure
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah,
that's going to be me.
Dave.
Let's
The
just
rest
do
of
it.
us
The
are
rest
not
of
the
us
same.
are
Yeah.
equal.
Except I've got.
Yeah, you were one shy
yeah.
on that one.
6.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. We'll do the sides. I will start here.
Okay.
I have 3 for 6, and 3 for 12, and a nothing, and 3 for 6 more, so 18.
Okay.
Right?
24.
Ba-doop. Nikki,
Yes, sir.
what you got?
So 3.
For
blue,
6?
6. 2.
Yep. For 10?
And I have to choose between.
You just pick your best one, which is a 2.
Well, they're both the same, so.
So 14?
Okay.
Nice.
And that's all the way.
2, 4, 6, 8. 8 and 14, 22?
22.
22 for,
Ooh, she made up on
for
that.
blue.
A
Yep.
little bit.
Yep. Totally.
Okay, I have 3 for 6.
Yep.
2 for 4, so it's 10.
10.
2 for 4 is 14. 2 for 4 is 18.
18.
Yeah, that last turn got you a lot of points.
Yep.
All right, I have 2 for 4,
Okay.
another 2 for 8, another 2 for 12, and I have 4 for 20 total.
Okay.
All right. So now we'll start here. So, how many yellow, orange? Everybody count all your yellows, all your oranges, and all your purples, and we'll get one total number. And we are counting.
Including-
We are counting the
Okay.
gem on the hill.
11.
Oh, and purple. Sorry.
What'd you have?
11.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I have 5.
Okay. So 9.
Lincoln and I split 8.
8.
You get 4.
Yeah, 4 each.
Blanks.
Yeah, I only have
Just then.
I gave up on that one.
I have 3.
I have 2.
2.
Dave's got a bunch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
So he gets 6. I get 3 points.
3 points. And orange green. 7.
5.
7.
6.
So Nikki gets 2, and Lincoln and I each get 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 for Nikki.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
So what
Dave
is it?
killed us.
I did.
It is
45.
Dave 45.
29 for Lincoln. 27 for
29,
Rachel and 24 for you.
24.
Ugh, you can't let anybody get a bunch of things,
No.
but he started
Yeah.
a couple times.
He took a lot of
Yeah.
tiles compared to us
Yeah.
Yeah.
as a whole.
Well, I mean, that's huge, right? That's 6 points right off the bat.
Right.
Right.
And I think
And then
that-
he got a bunch of gems. Like, it wasn't like, oh, hey, I'm just going to go for length. He's got 3 red in a row. He's got,
Right.
Yeah.
If this weren't out,
Yeah.
that'd be a whole different story, right? Because I took a lot of blanks just.
yeah. Well, I mean, I wanted them too, but they weren't there for me to get
Yeah.
later. So I thought, hey, I'm going to try to go for that.
Yeah. I was always going for the gems, and maybe I should have chose some with the blanks.
Well, I don't know that that's important, right? He was just going for length, right? Length
Yeah.
is huge. That's a 6-point bonus right
Yeah.
there that we can't share in. There is no
Right.
splits or second place on that.
It was
Right.
interesting though that Nikki, for example, was pretty close to me without the 6-point bonus.
Right.
She definitely maxed out.
Well,
her-
but
greens.
we
I
both
had
got like
crazy
2s
greens.
several times.
Right. Yeah.
How many times did you get 2?
I
Right?
don't think.
Not
Yeah,
very
but
many
then he
Yeah.
got nothing. It wasn't that he got 2. He got.
No, he got a bunch.
No,
of,
he
got
got
a
4
bunch.
like every turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I
6
did,
turns.
but
and
I
he got
also took
4.
a bunch of blanks
yeah, it doesn't matter as
Yeah,
long as you
but-
can put him in the right place.
because-
It's
yeah.
still 6 points.
because the blank thing
But
is
it's
out this
12
way. Correct.
if you think about it, because the longest gave
Yeah,
you 6,
that's
so
true.
that's 12 points.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, but that's the split thing is that's the nature of the split, right? There's going to be it progressively gets smaller on the other splits unless you make sure that.
Right.
I mean, I think he got 6 at least once tiles.
Yeah, I believe so.
At least or 5 because he probably
Yeah.
took start player. Yeah,
Right.
it's interesting. I mean, I really love it. It's such a cool looking game. It's just
Yeah.
definitely the splitting part is the hard part, right? Like, how do you do? And I don't want to sit there and analyze it every single one of them, and I can't see what other people's swords have. So I'm just hoping. That's why it's like saying to Nikki, it's like when you're the last, second to the last, or last to draw, it doesn't make any difference because you're not going to get the good cut. Right.
Well, and that's the thing too, is you're not looking at everyone's swords, so
Yeah.
you're like, okay, let me see what sides you're building,
Yeah.
and then
yeah. It's,
knowing to
there's no
take-
way I'd want to do that. That's
I
why
guess
I'd
you
rather
could
just take it
ask.
loose and have fun.
It's actually in the rules that you put your sword like on the table, but you are not required to rotate it for anyone.
right. So
Oh, there you go.
it's
And
a
I think
secret.
probably to eliminate that.
Oh my gosh, it would be
potentially
horrible
Well, the
because you'd
game
be
would take
counting.
so long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to be fun and silly. It's cool. I think that it's the really neat design and fun to do. It's just the splitting is the painful part, and that's what
Yeah.
it is. It's all those ice. But here's the deal: you start the split, and you choose first. It's not the I split you choose kind of a thing, right?
Right.
Where everybody else chooses, but it's not. It's not two. It only works with like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
Once you get to 4, that doesn't work.
What'd you
Right.
think? What'd you think, Nikki?
I mean, I had fun. It's fast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
that's the
not
other thing.
like it's this brain burner hard. I guess if you wanted to make it crazy, like examining everybody's
No.
swords, but I think that would take away from the fun of it because it's not that deep and you shouldn't be putting that much brain power into it. But I had fun with it. I liked building a sword. I liked making sets. I like making sets of things.
So we tied on this one.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have made any difference if I flipped it. So, and I don't think
Yeah.
I was like on second on this, so that wouldn't have changed anything. So my stupid building didn't make any difference. I mean, because
Right.
this is what I should have done, right?
Well, and I was looking at it. I know that we went over the rules, but in my brain, I'm thinking the most of this set, not the most individually. So I'm thinking, okay, I've got 3 yellow, 3 purple, and 3 orange, which makes me have 3 of the set.
That would be
and that
that
would be
card.
the intermediate,
There
right?
you go.
So,
Most trios. So in this case,
Yeah.
whoever has the most
So that's-
sets
so in-
of red, yellow, blue.
so if we were playing intermediate for this card, if this was the intermediate card,
Well, I
then
want
I
to
would
try
have
some
made
of
up
the
a
more
lot
advanced
more
ones. But
points
yeah, there you go.
because
See, that's
I had 3 of each color.
I was doing something like you. I was in my head. I was like, oh, okay, I want to make sure this entire thing on this side is just these.
Right, right.
Because I figured we are gonna have one side that did that. That's what I understood as well. So
Oh, weird.
yeah.
A lot of the time, I think playing the basic isn't necessarily the best.
Oh, yeah, of
it's
course.
the easiest, and it's for game players that aren't maybe always playing games.
Right.
The intermediate is above is usually where we find like the sweet spot being
So
gamers.
are the trios just together?
No, so like for instance,
No, again, it's just this is all the gems in your sword. You
Right.
just add them all up. So
Okay.
if we were playing most trios, you would add them all up, and for every set of red, yellow, blue, so you maybe have 3 of those.
like I do, 3 yellows. I have, like if it was this one,
Okay.
if it was this one and it was most trios, then I would have scored a lot more points because I have 3 yellows,
Yes.
Right.
3 purples,
Right.
and 3 oranges.
And you would have actually scored a lot more
Yeah.
points because the trios is 11, 7, and 4.
Right.
But it's also most likely to have ties.
Right.
It
More,
could,
let me
yeah.
rephrase that. More likely to have ties.
Yeah, everybody could have 1 or 2.
There's least.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
So she
There's-
would have 0 purples.
I
There's,
had
1 purple.
of course, most
Still purple
pairs.
least, right? Although Dave, did he have any purple on his?
Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
so
yeah,
she would
3.
have the least
Yeah,
purple.
yeah. Neat.
And then there's least difference.
What?
Or sorry, largest difference, not least.
So if you have
So
one
how
and
many yellows
eight.
and how many
Yeah,
greens?
you have probably
Oh,
one
oh, oh.
red.
I have one green.
You have one red, right?
Yeah.
One red and a
no,
bunch of
yeah.
purple.
Right.
So you get
Well, no, this is just for yellow and green.
It's
though.
just
yeah,
for
yeah,
yellow
yeah.
and green.
I was looking at yellow and green. I had 2 and 4.
right.
So
So
your
did I.
difference would be 2.
Yeah.
Same.
I
So
think
the-
I had the 4 and 4 of these, so mine would be 0.
Oh yeah.
What do you think, Rachel?
I like it. I agree with Nikki that playing the basic, I felt more like I was playing with a toy. It was
Okay.
just something to have fun with, and I was just building it because there's a fine line sometimes between toys and games. But when you turn it over into the intermediate and you get into the more strategies, I would probably like to see a better combination here where we were all just going for most if more of the different cards would have come out. But it's very fun in that every game it's going to be different.
Absolutely.
You're never going to know what
Plus,
you're
I
going
think there's
for.
some strategy that you don't need to worry about that long run.
Right.
You just need to worry about pairing them up. If you can just pair them up, then they're all going to count. 2 times 3, 2 times 3, 2 times 3, or whatever it is.
Sure.
But only once per side. Right? Oh, you mean the...
It's any pair, any repeated numbers.
No, only once though. Like if this was green and green, I would only score for one, either green or blue.
It's the longest on each side.
Yes.
It's the highest scoring single color on each
Right.
side.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I meant if we had a little bit more variance here.
Right.
And then I also agree with you that it's when you go first, you're kind of just making the first step and then waiting for other people to kind of set your fate as the first player.
Right.
Yeah.
But the downer is you're also you're the last to split and you're the last to draw. So I mean, it makes going first important. So I feel like you should always try to whittle down going first to being the weakest.
Yeah.
Like as a strategy, so that it's like, well, if the person really wants to go first, they're going to have to take the fewest
Well,
tiles.
that's what happened for me. I took the go first twice, and I only got one or two other tiles with it when
Okay.
other players were getting 3 and 4.
Right, right. Well, it is because I think that location on the array is what's important on how that
Right.
splits
Sure.
that up, right? I think the game is interesting, and I'd like to see how all the other combinations of the cards work, right? Because you can't. I mean, that was a miracle, the 4 that you. But then Dave got 3 when he didn't even really care, and ultimately on some of that he was just going for length, right? So
I was trying for
course you're
specific
trying.
colors, but you're right. It ultimately.
I think Nikki also had 4. Yeah.
I had 4 in the
But
green.
her,
Oh, yeah,
hilt,
yours on
her
the
hilt
hilt.
did start
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
my
awesome.
hilt didn't start it.
Well, you started with something good. You had the orange
Yep.
right off the
Yeah.
bat that was on 2 different
Yeah.
Was this what the other one we had? No, that was not it.
It was orange and green, but
Yeah.
still, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Right.
pretty awesome if you could have done something there, right? But again, it's just the most. Like, I was thinking you had to worry about that side. It didn't matter. So me
Right.
worrying about that yellow didn't make any difference that I flipped over to this side.
Right.
Because it's just the overall most on all of them. I thought it was like you were shooting for one side. I misunderstood it. You know
I
what
thought
mean?
when you were talking about flipping, it was because you were going for adjacency. That's what I thought.
No, I just was trying to make it like have the most on one side,
Ah, I see.
right?
I never understood that when you were saying it mid-game. I thought what you were saying was adjacency, right? Like that you meant to put the two together so you could score them, like in a run, like
Right.
quality. The game comes with there's an expansion to this that has a lot of extra stuff that these will still be out. You still
Right.
basically play the game we played, but the first thing is you get these little ends of your swords that you get dealt out at the beginning of the game. You get 2, and you look at them and keep 1, and they're
Okay.
basically your own personal victory
Oh,
condition.
nice.
Oh.
So
So
if you
hidden
meet
goal.
those requirements, you will also get those victory points.
Nice.
Gotcha.
All right. So that's something you can sort of shoot for throughout the game. Additionally, there are tiles that you add to the game that do not go in your sword. Instead, when you take these tiles, they go in front of you. All right. Some of the tiles.
Sword of fire.
So these tiles are added to the array. Here's this one over here too. And some of them happen immediately and some of them don't. So for example, for Sword of Mercy, this is a straight up set collecting. At the end of the game, however many of these you have, you'll either score 1, 3, 5, or 20 victory points.
How many?
If you have 4 of them.
of what?
Of the swords.
Of the Sword of Mercy.
Oh, I see. So there's multiple.
There's more than one?
It's a tile. Yes.
okay.
Yes, I'm just putting stuff out. This is just 4 victory points, at the end of the game as long as you have one of each in
Anywhere on the
your sword.
Oh, wow.
All right. This is an immediate one. When you take this tile, you immediately take a gem of you want, the color that you want from the stack.
Ooh, so it reduces
and
the
add it to your
stack.
sword. Well, remember, these are also in the stack.
Wow.
Let's see. Whoever has the most swords of power at the end gets 6. Whoever has the least loses 6. So that's meh. Sword of fire. You can keep this in
Wow,
front
see,
of you.
but then that makes it where you want to see what's going on other people's
Right.
swords.
Yeah.
You have
Sword-
to keep track of that.
Sword of fire you can save and use any time during where you're selecting. You can basically swap any 2 tiles. And other stuff like that. Then, in addition to all of that, there's a whole extra round that you add to the game. So, there are these little monster-y things that you can try to defeat and stuff.
With
By
your
having what
sword.
you have.
So, the way this works is we will put the tiles out, then the first player will do a slice, then a slice, then a slice, then a slice, then select, then select, then select, then select. Then going in reverse player order, starting from the last player and going anti-clockwise, as they say, not in the United States. You will check your sword to see, do you have the required gems adjacent to each other on one side of your sword?
Oof.
So if you have
That's
a
cool,
green
though.
and a red next to each other,
You get 4.
Right there.
Yeah.
blue, yellow.
5 victory points.
There you go. So you can slay this monster and basically just keep it, and it's
Wow.
replaced by a new one. If you can claim more than one, you're only allowed to claim 1. So you can claim 1, but those will just stay there. So that's
This is every round?
at the end of every round. It's
Oh,
an
neat.
additional phase
Oh, neat.
that happens every round.
Look at that. I'm slaying all over the place.
There you go. Here, can you do that one? You got 2 greens.
I could do that one too.
Of course
Yeah,
I can
you
do.
could if it was still
There
there.
you go.
could've-
So
But you're
player,
right.
player
But you're
order
right.
then.
Talk
If it
about
wasn't
another
dead.
like, well, can you do that one? Can I do that one?
Right.
That's neat.
But
I
it
like
is
it
cool,
though.
yeah. I mean, it's not like it's really long. That would seems to me these would be very quick to determine, like if you look at it real quickly. But yeah, others would, since you're doing the split. I
But
mean,
there's
how
a
do-
splitting phase, so
Yeah.
you either like split them off and.
No, you don't split these.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought
you
you said
did
there
say-
was.
No, these
I thought
are.
you said-
This is another round.
Oh.
This is we're
I thought
gonna.
you said split
You did
too.
say-
I
No.
thought I heard split.
We're going to
Yeah.
do the thing. We're going to split the tiles. We're going to take our tiles, and then once we all put the tiles on the sword, then we check. These are just like, let's say they're over here. They're just over here. This is just another thing you can do. It's an additional round at the end before we
Going the
refill.
other direction.
Going the other direction before we
So the
refill.
guy that's was last
Whoever
gets
went
to choose.
last gets to go first.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Okay.
That would be powerful. That'd be helpful too, especially
Those are
since I think that
very
final
yellow.
split is rough.
Neat.
If unless you're lucky to get the start player tile in that, then that would be good. But usually that's not what the final 2 choices are,
Right.
It's always
or 1 especially.
Playing
Clang, handle.
2 to 5.
Right, and it's clearly always the color on the monster plus something, right? So the yellow monster always has yellow. So it's very easy to look over here and go, well, I can't get any of these if I don't have a green next to something.
Right.
Right.
Neat, but it doesn't have to be your last one. Just anywhere on your sword.
Correct, but they must be adjacent.
Right, I understand. But I got 4 sides of chances on some of those,
Yeah.
right?
Right, and tiles that you
yellow.
picked up, and
Nope. Red and green. Nope.
I will
Red
say,
and green.
Do I? Oh yeah. Yeah, right there.
I will say that
And
all of
green
these
and
things do.
Oh yeah.
I can see all of these things not just slowing the game
Look
down.
who has the least of blue. I don't have any.
I have it. I got
Do you
the,
have any,
the
Dave?
blue
Yeah, you got
green
one.
monster.
one
there.
on my sword.
The blue green monster. There you go.
But I have no blue. That's pretty funny. But I didn't see them for a long time. I wasn't like, I guess, paying attention. Or maybe they didn't come out. Like they're on
I
the
only
end
have
of
2.
yours. Where's yours at? Yours is later on too, Nikki. But I didn't.
Well, there was no scoring card
We
for
got a
blue,
bunch-
so a lot of them got discarded.
Discarded.
no
Oh
kidding.
yeah. Look
Oh,
how
yeah.
many were
One,
discarded.
Yeah, no joke.
3, 4, 5.
Well, I never got one.
6. I have 6
Blue.
blue on
Wow.
my sword.
But that's cool. Those are.
So I
One,
was right.
two.
There are 13 of each. There's
That's
13
cool.
of each
6,
color.
yeah.
So when San Marco came out, I was. It didn't. That system never grabbed me, even though it's
I split
fantastic.
you choose, yeah.
Even though it's fantastic, it just never quite grabbed me. But at least there, you had all the information for what you were seeing on the
But
board.
that is a 2 and 3 player game, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can't play 4 players.
I don't remember.
Oh, I think you're right.
I think it
Maybe.
is a
I
2
don't
and 3
remember.
player game.
But the point is, it's not only you. It's not only I split, you choose. So you don't get to split and then also get first pick. But you do need that information part of the reason that this was light and fast enough, which I think is a good thing, was exactly what we talked about, that we weren't examining everybody's sword.
You just can't. And the fact that they don't let you do it, I'm just like, yay, because it would just drag this thing down. It wouldn't be any fun. It's fun doing it this way.
I agree. So the question then becomes, when you add this stuff in, is it still that same thing?
I think that that's important. This should be part of the base game, in my opinion, because it helps the person at the end of the draw. They at least have the chance of getting 2 to 5 victory points, right? That's pretty huge.
Right.
And it's beneficial, potentially, if you can make that match, if you're fortunate enough, especially if you know you're going last. You're like, well, I can try my best to make one of those work, right? You know?
Yeah.
It's not always going to work, and Lord, you could probably get screwed where there isn't even one that would be good for you on there, but you never know. I mean, I like that. I like it's something to shoot for. You know you're last, so I'm going to get 5 points this way.
Would it take away from the first player token, though?
No, because it's still about tiles.
Yeah.
And also, if you also
Oh,
added,
boy, if you could do
you
5
also
at a
added
time,
these in,
that'd be
Well,
huge.
that's what I mean.
That's 20 points, right?
Right.
Or how many rounds do we have?
6. The
Six.
game is actually 6 rounds.
Yeah. So but it doesn't. There isn't 5 out there, and there might not always be a 5 out there, right? You know, but still, if you get if you got 4 6 times, that's 24 points. That would be massive.
Well, 24 points in relation to
Other people doing the same thing, right? But I'm saying if you, the final 2 people are going to do their best to make sure they get. You know, the problem is you can't compare yourself to anybody else.
Right.
So you're playing your own game on that and hoping to be last, I guess. I guess it's probably every round the last person's going to spend the most amount of time thinking about what they might be able to do.
It's an interesting push-pull because other than the 2s, which I assume are all pairs, right? Yes, and the 5s, which have a pair on them. The other cards essentially...
That's 2. That's
No,
No,
I
like
mean...
a
2s. Yeah.
solid
The
four.
other cards essentially encourage you to break up your sword quality.
Right.
Like having these
Maybe.
3 purples in a
But,
row
I mean,
for 6 points.
It doesn't mean that you won't be breaking anything up on some of those because it's all down the path, right? You're hoping that you have something on your sword that will work, and maybe you can add. Because if you're last, you're getting 2 tiles, 2 to maybe 3 tiles.
Right.
So you're hoping either that you'll have it in your sword or that you'll be able to make it with a single play, because you're not going to have a lot of choices for assembling on your sword. Some cool art too. I mean, it's like I didn't see any character art, and now there's the character art. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a solo mode as well, and it works like this. First off, in a 2 or a 3 or a 1-player game, in a 2 or 3-player game, you are setting up not a 4x4, but as indicated on this tile, a 3x4. But in a solo player game, you are setting up the original 4x4 game. You are then going to choose, based on difficulty level, how many opponents you need to face.
Oh.
Like if you want to face 3 different opponents, these are going to be what you will be comparing against for these tiles.
Okay.
So for most pairs, in this case of yellow and orange, this guy's got 2, this guy has none, this guy has none. So if you can get 2 pairs or 3 pairs
Will
of
you
yellow
not
and
see
orange,
that till the very end?
No, you see it at the very beginning.
Oh, okay.
You know from the beginning what you're up against. Does that make sense?
Huh.
Yeah.
And you're only scoring first place points.
Right, of course.
So you want to either tie for first or have first, if you can get them.
right.
So let's say I've done this one. I'm going to 3. They say 1 is basic and 5 is the hardest as far as opponents. From the rest of this opponent deck, you will then, when it's your turn, set the 4x4, and you will flip the card over,
Oh.
and you will make a horizontal slice, a horizontal slice, a vertical slice, a vertical slice. You get to make all 4 slices, but you have to make them, and then you choose 1 set, and everything else goes back to the box.
That's neat.
Yeah, so,
That's cool.
yeah, it just has it on the back of the cards.
But boy, you'd be sitting there like, okay, what's the best way to give me what I need? Vertical slice, vertical slice, vertical slice. Wow.
And then at the end, each of these opponents that we brought out, you do the 3 scoring rounds. So the biggest, this guy has 19 tiles for his length of sword. So that's that's the length you have to beat.
19?
Yeah.
way ahead.
Wait.
Well, no, it's
so
overall
it's like,
titles.
It's okay. So one,
It's just
1,
total
2, 4,
tiles.
5. Gotcha.
These are the gems he has for fighting you in these things.
I have 18.
And then
I wouldn't
and
beat
then
him.
this is the quality of a sword. So basically, they just start with those victory points.
Okay.
And you just see if you can beat the guy
Neat.
or the beat them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool, Dave. Thanks for teaching us.
You're welcome.
Okay. None shall pass. Ching.